Hi everyone and welcome to my channel Happy Learning with Anugamini. This is Dr. Anugamini Srivastav and here I am with my next round of video for researchers and research. I know it's been a long time since I uploaded my video, but today again I'm here to discuss about very important part of research work, and that is the discussion section. Now the problem is, or you may say the doubts most of us have, that when we have the finding section, what's the need of discussion section in a research paper, in a doctoral dissertation or any other research proposal? Even very recently, one of my scholars asked me that, ma'am, why do we even need to write a discussion section when it's just a replication of a finding section only? What's the importance of it? So that actually instigated me, or you may say motivated me, to bring out this topic and discussion on my channel. So let's begin with the theoretical meaning of this particular discussion section. According to the online definition given over here, the purpose of the discussion is to interpret and describe the significance of your findings in light of what was already known about research problem being investigated, and to explain any new understanding or fresh insights about the problem after you have taken the findings into consideration. So basically, it is a summarization point where you bring out your objectives and try to explain your findings in connection to your objectives and everything that you have done till so far in your research work. Now, considering this particular definition, we can say that discussion includes three important perspectives, and it's not a replication of your finding section. So what is the first point? The first point is that you need to explain, or you may say re-explain, your objectives that you initiated your research with. This is done so that when the reader starts reading your discussion, they do not diverge from the point from where you started. So you need to highlight your objective in the first para itself. What was the main point and why you started with it? Just a few lines over there. Second thing, step by step for each and every finding, try to explain what this number, this technical term actually means in layman language, so that even a novice researcher in the field or a new person who is trying to understand or make out a meaning out of what you have done in the past, they are able to understand it. Third point is the justification. If in case there is some finding which is supporting the previous one, then in that case you need to justify why is it so. Even though the context is different, why you felt, or your numbers actually showed you that the results are similar to what has been done in a different context. And if it is not, that means with the change in the context, the findings are different and it is contradicting the previous one. Why? So justify over here what it means and how it is impacting the ongoing research. Okay, so on one side you are explaining the meaning of your findings, and on the other part you are justifying it. And last but not the least, your practical and theoretical implications. Yes, on one part when you are writing about the theoretical implication, that means you are presenting how your research findings are actually supporting the previous one directly or indirectly, or either contradicting someone. Okay, there might be a chance that your topic is something new in the area, or is it something advanced stage of already what has already been done. So in that case you need to support, or you may need to write which part or which section of your the research work that has been done in the past is being supported by you, is being advanced by you, is being little bit more explored by you. Now the problem comes in about writing the practical implications. Now most of the times what researchers do, they write up all the things that can be done, possibly done, to support whatever findings you got. But the problems comes in that it is easier said than done. So try to focus about how your findings can have better applications in the practical field. Like I do my research in the field of leadership. So if I'm talking about leadership should be improved, so according to my point of view, my disciplinary experience, my expertise in the area, what are the things, small things, steps that can be followed to apply the results of my research in any of the context wherever my research work is being done. When you write all these 5 different sections, starting from objectives to your practical implications, I'm pretty sure that your discussion section will earn you more number of positive feedbacks from reviewers and editors. Good luck, happy researching, and yes, do subscribe to my channel for further such beautiful information on research. Goodbye. Take care.